All right. Okay, we're just going to give it a few moments so that more people can come in. I hope all of you are doing well. Shalom, family, to everybody in the chat. All right. Well, it's getting cloudy here. I'm on the East Coast, and we're going to get part of that tropical storm that's coming up the coast. So, like for the next couple of days, we're going to be getting heavy rains and hard winds, and wow. Oh, well, it seems like it goes either extreme one way or extreme another way. All right. Yeah, it's best to do. I hear you. Let me see, who was that? Moon Goddess 1980. I hear you. That's how learning should be until, if they got a real cure for COVID, that's one thing which we know they just simply don't have in this country. They don't have that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going nowhere either during the tropical storm. It's nowhere for me to go anyway, you know? So I definitely will be in as well, Jamal Bay. Okay, we got 106 people, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This certainly won't be that long, but it sends a powerful message on sending your children to school. Let me go ahead and share my screen, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just give me a 1 if you can see the screen. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Fizz Ed. Thank you so much for this story. So this came out on August 2nd, 2020. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. COVID cases exposure have 260 Gwinnett school employees not working. So the largest school district in the state reported Sunday that 260 employees have tested positive for the coronavirus and are in quarantine because of possible exposure as they prepare for the new school year. Gwinnett County public school teachers began in-person pre-planning Wednesday at the 141 facilities throughout the county. By the next day, this was just one day after they showed up. Okay. One day, they had 260 employees that were out due to positive results that said they have coronavirus. Wow. What are you going to do for the school year if you can't even get off to a decent start? The number is fluid, said Gwinnett spokeswoman Sloan Roach, as new reports come in and others move out of quarantine after the time period. Though tracing, we know that the majority of these cases are the result of community spread, meaning we have people who have called in to report who have not been at school or work. So some of these people never even showed up for work and they had it. But you know what? This is a roadmap to what's going to happen around the country if these kids return back to school. And there are some states that are hell bent, ladies and gentlemen, on sending their kids back. Gwinnett County has one of the highest rates of COVID-19 cases in the state. As of Sunday, there have been 17,781 positive cases in Gwinnett, with 1,996 hospitalizations and 240 deaths. Given the number of COVID cases in Gwinnett, we would expect to see positives among our employees based on the community spread in our county, Roach said. That's part of the reason why Ashley Newman decided to resign from teaching at a Gwinnett elementary, the job she loves. The decision and its toll haven't been easy. I applied for the government funding where I could get 2/3 of my pay for 12 weeks, but I was denied, she said. Well, a lot of people were denied. Newman has a 4-year-old daughter who's been too young to come to school with her, although her daycare is open, and it has 16 children that are registered and more students than Newman is comfortable with. Wow, 16 kids, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. With the most recent surge in cases reported in Gwinnett County, she said it was the only option given that the school district won't allow teachers to work from home. Wow. So I'm taking that in Gwinnett. Some schools are doing it and others are not. Wow. So where she was, they would not allow her to work from home. I think that's a shame. Okay, what's the big deal in having everybody up at the school just to be sick? Teachers have complained that even without children present, their health is at risk. There are several petitions circulating asking Superintendent J. Allen Wilbanks to reverse the decision. We have opening and tracing processes in place. We also have a protocol for excluding employees who are positive or are a contact, said Roach. Okay. In addition, there are protocols for reports to the health department when there are 2 or more related cases. Since Friday afternoon, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution had received hundreds of phone calls, texts, and emails and instant messages from Gwinnett teachers who asked to remain anonymous. In-person training and meetings are taking place without areas being wiped down or disinfected in between, and masks aren't being worn at all times, said several teachers who didn't disclose their names when contacting the AJC. Others added that their schools still hadn't received any hand sanitizer. This is a damn shame. However, Roach said guidelines for schools, which include cleaning and disinfecting frequently touch surfaces, are being followed. I personally know at least 16 schools with outbreaks, and teachers have only been back for 3 days, said Newman. Wow. 16 schools with outbreaks? Oh, man. Her husband had been a firefighter, paramedic for nearly 7 years, and he's training for dealing with health issues, she said. I'm training to teach. I'm not a healthcare expert, Newman said. In April, we were called heroes and people were saying we need raises. Now we're called lazy because we just want to be safe doing our jobs. That is a damn shame. 16 schools with COVID? Wow. That is terrible. But you know what? This should tell you why your kids should not be there. Look, they start their school year in August. Ladies and gentlemen, we're only August the 3rd, and look at all of the COVID in the schools in Gwinnett. That doesn't make it, but look, Trump, Mitch McConnell, these governors, and even the mayors, they are far removed from classrooms. They're not dealing with this every day. It's you, the parents, that are going to have to deal with this, and the students. All it takes is for your child to come home, and now all your family members, everybody in the household, including your infant, can be infected. They don't care. They don't care. These people don't care about you. We got rich politicians deciding what's going to happen to us and what we need to do. And these folks know damn well, I bet you if you looked at each and every one of these politicians, their kids and their grandkids are not in school. They're not. But they're more than happy to make sure your kids have to go to school and these teachers have to return to the classroom. And you heard what these teachers are saying. You know, I don't blame them for wanting to be anonymous. They're saying they are not disinfecting areas like they should. They are not wearing masks around them in those buildings like they should. So now what do? The best thing for you to do is make sure your kids are safe and at home. But I know there are parents, and it's really sad to say, it's parents that they can't wait to get those kids out the door and back in school. You know, I mean, wow. I feel so bad for these children. I feel bad for the teachers too. I mean, they are really holding their feet to the fire about returning back to school. And I have read the stories over the last few weeks of it's a big drove of teachers retiring. They're allowing teachers to retire early if that's what they want to do. And many of them are taking advantage of that. They're getting the hell up on out of these school districts. And then you have a lot of them that are quitting because they just can't handle the thought of going back in a classroom with coronavirus floating around. You know, and if your school is big, they're going to need a whole crew to go around classroom to classroom and disinfect. And this is going to have to be done all throughout the day. When you really think about it. Yeah, Wayward 242. We already know Barron ain't going back to school. His son ain't going back, but he's telling you to send your kids. Yeah, well, what could they really do if teachers did not go back? You know, I don't know. But to me, I think that if they are offering virtual classes for these children, you should take it. I don't think no school district should be telling you you have to return or those teachers got to be there, but apparently that's going on. Yeah, and y'all kids are getting it more and more. A lot of kids are getting sick with it now. Yeah, I mean there was Tareen, there was another school. I did the video on it last month. 85 children and staff members got it. So I mean, it's crazy to even consider that, but hey, unfortunately, I hate to see, our people do that, but I mean, there are people still putting their children in daycare, and a lot of these daycare children are getting sick with COVID. And it's hard to keep young children apart. They want to make contact with each other. You know, I just don't know how they're going to keep these kids apart. They're going to be around each other whether they try to keep them apart or not. Unapologetically Black. It's the talk of the town. Gwinnett ran a summer school experiment on mainly Latino and white students. Okay. Yeah, well, they had their little experiment. Now you got 260 people employed in that county, in the school district, that are sick. Well, I don't know. There are some people, Lord Maul, that are still saying it's a hoax. But I tell you what, if it is, it's one hell of a hoax. This hoax shut down an entire economy and put 54 million people out of work. So that's one hell of a hoax. That's all I have to say. That's the best hoax I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I mean, look, kids are like that. They want to be near each other. They want to play. They want to sit and eat lunch together. That's what they do. It's a hoax. People are just, trust me, people are saying all kinds of crazy shit to me these days. It's not even funny. I had some guy write and told me I'm suspect. And I was like, why am I suspect? Guess what? Guess what he said I was suspect over? That video that I did on that white Cuban woman that went shoplifting with her kids and made up two imaginary black men. Well, in the video, I said this woman, and he said, because I said this woman, I'm suspect. I threw him off head first off of my platform, but it was one of them Hotef Negroes. So enough said. Got too much time on their hands to be worried about some petty shit like that. Yeah, because I said this woman, when I was talking about her, he said that was suspect. Again, it was a whole Tef Negro. Okay. It was a whole Tef Negro. So I got rid of him. Oh, you got to go when you're that petty. Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea. Saying this woman makes you suspect. I never in my life heard that a day in my life. I have never heard I never heard of such a thing, because you know what? I don't believe there is. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I just wanted to put that out there so you can see many of these teachers and staff members are already bringing COVID into the building. You know what's going to happen when the kids show up. I mean, look, like I said, this is only August the 3rd, and look at how the school year is starting out with all of this illness. And you know this is going to accelerate as soon as we hit the fall. You know, if it's up all summer, which remember they said it was going to go away in the summer. So now that we see COVID can hang in there no matter what the temperatures are outside. So you know this fall it's going to be bad. And more than likely it's going to be a bad winter. So all we can do is prepare ourselves in the best manner that we can. And make sure your kids are keeping their immune system up and washing their hands frequently as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you for coming. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. And may the Most High keep you all safe, and He fulfills your needs during this time of judgment on the Gentile world. May He make us the head and make the Gentile the tail. Peace, family.